There are a lot of people out there that really do not like Jared Leto as the Joker. They felt that the 2016 version in Suicide Squad was too over the top, too terrible, too wrong, too bad, and they wanted a gun. And they're very happy that Todd Phillips' Joker has come out and made over 700 million. In fact, it's looking like it's going to become the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. And that kind of has led to this particular story that popped up yesterday in a Hollywood Reporter from Kim Masters saying Jared Leto fumed over the new Joker movie and quotes him as saying, "You've got to stop this." And a lot of people have been talking about the fact that Jared Leto, according to this particular piece, wanted to destroy or end or kill Todd Phillips' Joker movie, and that he actually took attempts to make that happen. And a lot of people have been giving him crap over it, but I get it. I get it. I think Jared Leto, to an extent, felt absolutely screwed over by Warner Brothers, and he went and did what he did. And the truth of the matter is, they did screw him over. They did lie to him, and I can prove it. So first thing first, we got to look to see Suicide Squad in regards to at least the box office. So we have here Box Office Mojo. We can see that there was a production budget of $175 million. It brought in a domestic gross of $325 million and a total worldwide gross of $746 million, which is no small amount of money. It did really well. And even though Jared Leto's Joker was prompt and key in, quite frankly, all of the marketing, the two standouts were Deadshot and Harley Quinn, which is one of the reasons why they wanted to focus more on Harley Quinn getting, at the time, Gotham City Sirens. That was going to be the follow-up to Suicide Squad from David Ayer that was rumored to have Poison Ivy and Catwoman. And then they had talked about doing other movies, like potentially the Joker and Harley Quinn movie, as well as a Joker standalone. But I'm going to get to that. So when we come here and we look at this article, we can see a little bit more what's going on here. So the actor who played the character in Suicide Squad felt alienated and upset when Warner Brothers greenlit Todd Phillips' version with Joaquin Phoenix instead. Just how unhappy was Jared Leto over Joker as Todd Phillips' dark tale on the villain looks likely to gross more than $700 million worldwide. Sources say that Leto's frustration that Warner Brothers was moving ahead with Phillips' project was so great early on that he tried to throttle the rival Joker in its cradle. According to sources familiar with his behavior, when the Oscar-winning actor learned of the Phillips project, he not only complained bitterly to his agents at CAA, who also represent Phillips, but he asked his music manager, Irving Azoff, to call the leader of Warren's parent company and to try to get Warner's to kill the Phillips film. And as we learned yesterday as well, Warner's gave Joker such a small budget, hoping that it wouldn't actually get made, which is really weird if you think about it. But at the end of the day, that's what happened. They made the movie. It's a great movie. I'm in no way deriding the movie, but I can understand Jared Leto and his frustration. Because look at this article here. This is from Variety on June 5th, 2018. Jared Leto's Joker is getting his own movie. This is from June 5th, 2018. So a little over a year and some change ago, we have this article here where they talk about this happening. And this is almost 2 years post Suicide Squad and well after the Joker has been announced. Now it says here, sources tell Variety that Leto is set to star and exec produce in an untitled standalone film, paving the way for future movies branching from Suicide Squad. Plot details are currently unknown, but the studio's idea is to expand on the world created by Suicide Squad and tie into future installments of that property. Warner Brothers already announced that Margot Robbie's version of Harley Quinn would be getting her own movie with a Birds of Prey feature, and the next goal was setting up a film for Leto's Joker. And keep in mind, this was after they had originally announced that Joker was going to be getting made. And so, you know, they were still going ahead with the Todd Phillips film, and they were going ahead with the Jared Leto film. So Warner's was still 100% committed at that point in time to giving Jared Leto his own freaking movie. Now, never mind the fact that we have this article here from September 24th, 2018, so a little over a year ago, saying the Joker Harley Quinn movie sounds dumb as hell. Plus, Birds of Prey gets a release date. So what this says here is it's on September 24th, 2018, a few months after that previous article, that they were still going ahead with a Margot Robbie and Jared Leto led film. So this movie is set to star Jared Leto in Jared Leto and Margot Robbie reprising their role from Suicide Squad as Joker and Harley Quinn. The movie's being penned by a couple people, the pair who wrote Bad Santa. And they work on This Is Us, which is kind of an odd pairing, if you want my honest opinion. But it says here that it was sort of like we wrote Bad Santa a couple of years ago, and that was sensibly mixed with our This Is Us sensibility. So we meshed them together. What we are doing is a relationship movie, but with the sensibility of Bad Santa, effed up mentally deranged people. It was a lot of fun. And that was what they were going to do. It was going to be a Bad Santa type movie where I guess they go on they rob some stuff. And then, that was the whole point. But they're already working on Birds of Prey at that point in time, which is known as Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. And in the trailer, they showcase the emancipation of her breaking up with Joker and then her ultimately kind of becoming like more of an anti-hero. And I get that because it's hard to sell a narrative where the villain is the lead. They did it with Joker very well. But that's a lot of what it boils down to is they were basically promising him more movies. When they shot Suicide Squad, when they cast him as the Joker, they made sure that his image was everywhere. He was on every red carpet for it. He was at every press junket for it. That, they made sure to play up the stories about him sending the dead rat to Margot Robbie and the pranks on Will Smith and everything else. They made sure to play up that he was embodiment of the Joker. And fans walked away liking him as the Joker. They did. More people than not enjoyed him as the Joker. But at the end of the day, what really screwed him in that movie was the fact that he was only in it for about 10 minutes. And there's this piece here of this article that I didn't quite care for. So it says here, it turns out the studio wasn't thrilled with the efforts of Leto to try to get with the pranks, says a source with knowledge of the situation. And it seems the director wasn't that pleased with the resulting performance. In the final cut of David Ayer's ensemble anti-hero movie, Jared Leto's Joker only got about 10 minutes of screen time. While promoting the project, Leto, who had been billed as a lead character, spoke to the media about how much of his footage had been cut. And he says that it was a lot. And they tried to screw him over here again. This next line actually really does, by the way. It says here, in his defense, it was never really his movie, but his attempt to invent a place for himself, and it backfired. That is such a load of crap. He was on all the marketing. On all the marketing and all the trailers and everything. It was the Joker. He was there the entire time. So this is such a revisionist history article that should not be taken as anything more than, I think, slander against Jared Leto, if you want my honest opinion. I don't blame the guy for being pissed off that they went another direction. I don't blame him for complaining to his agents over it and getting his music manager to go and try to get it fired. Like, to me, that's funny. It's a futile effort that seems kind of like petty, but at the same time, I get it. They had effectively come in when they cast him, because he's not traditionally a tentpole actor, kind of like Joaquin Phoenix is in a tentpole actor. They brought him in and they basically promised him the moon. The movie came out. The movie was a success. Quite a bit of it was, in the initial part, was because people wanted to see him as Joker, and they had put him in all the marketing. They had made him very apparent. They built him as a lead character. When you look at the way the movie was also cut together, there's also problems with how it was put together. It was put together by a trailer company. By a trailer, when the first trailer dropped, and the trailer did really well, because the marketing of the movie was really tight. But when the trailer came out and it did real well, well, this is Warner's, they went around David Ayer and they went to the trailer company and they had them cut together a competing cut of the movie. They had David Ayer's film and they had the trailer company's cut, and they ran them side by side, and they ended up going with the trailer company, and that was what they put in theaters. So they screwed over David Ayer, and they screwed over, Jared Leto, because he had shot so much footage. He says that they had shot around like 90 minutes of footage. They could do their own Joker movie with what they shot of him and stuff that we don't get to see. So yeah, they build it up like he was a lead character. They shot enough footage of him like he was a lead character. He was in all the marketing. He did all these things. They promised him a standalone movie. They were getting ready. They brought in writers and producers to do a Joker Harley Quinn movie after Birds of Prey, or I should say after Gotham City Sirens turned into Birds of Prey. And now people are like giving him crap because he got screwed over by Warner Brothers. I don't think that's right. I think people who have read this article and that are trying to make that game or make that play, I don't think they know their history, to be fair. I really don't. And so as a result of that, yeah, I feel for Jared Leto. I feel for him. I think he maybe, He's not going to play the Joker again after this one pulled in, as much money as it's going to pull in. If it does become the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, it is clearly not going to happen. And I think at this point, with the amount of money that it has made, and I think it's already gone and made more money than it's on its way to making more money worldwide than Suicide Squad. Jared Leto's Joker is done. But this was like mean-spirited from the Hollywood Reporter. This feels like they don't even talk about the editing problems. They don't even talk about anything. They put the whole blame of it all on him and not the internal politics that was happening with DC Films at the time, especially coming off of Batman v Superman and how that movie failed and how there was a regime change by ousting Zack Snyder right around that same time, or basically diminishing his role from being in charge of the DCEU to just being an exec producer and director of Justice League. I mean, there's so much that went down at that time. You can understand how all the shuffling ended up leaving Jared Leto pretty bitter. So I get it. I absolutely get it. Do I think we're going to see him again? No. And I'm okay with that, despite me liking him in the role. But I think people should be a little bit more forgiving of him, because this was a dude who was jerked around by the studio system. And it's all there in black and white if you just know where to look. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys think I'm right, think I'm wrong. If you think Jared Leto's the worst, what are your thoughts on Suicide Squad? Hit me up. Let me know. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. Peace out.